I got chills, they're multiplying. Alright, so the euphoria couldn't wait. Gotta keep pumping you guys up, get excited, right? Here's why. Here's why the today's show was canceled, to give us more room and time for Sunday's show. Okay. We're gonna have School for Evil, right? I'm gonna teach you the lovely ways of playing the game and where I stand in my life right now. One of my most recent exes, who would think that they're more intelligent than you. We've all seen this type. And they play the perfect courtier, right? They know your buttons. They know exactly what makes you tweak. And they'll use all the things they can at their disposal. Well, a wise person doesn't necessarily need to commit war or let everybody know you know right away that you see what's going on. No, never outshine the master. How better, then, is it to be able to get anything out of a situation if the master always feels comfortably secure? The master doesn't imply a gender or necessarily a point and position of power so much as people who believe or overhyping themselves. Well, I've given this person who's come back at me quite offended. Oh, you left me. Why are you the one offended? You stabbed me in the back. Why are you the one offended? You dated me in history 3 times. All 3 times you asked me out. All 3 times you left. Why are you the one offended? I don't know why you keep opening up my reservoir, this ocean of kindness and love, consideration, right? But you know, for a time. I'm just thinking you should have that in their arsenal, in their vocabulary, for a time. Because over time, you know, you don't need to just destroy. Everything doesn't need to be like an immediate climactic thing. What happens if you just pay attention? Anyway, so we're at an impasse. This person would like me not to use their name, but I can use their name. First off, I have autism. I don't know what's socially acceptable, and that's actually unfortunately very true. But it also means that I don't censor shit. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Why shouldn't I be able to talk in my video diary to my friends about what I'm going through? This isn't slander. This isn't defamation. This is a video diary. And that's actually 100% true. You know, so what I find interesting is hypocrisy in the world. And I like to teach through the mirror effect. Disarm and infuriate through the mirror effect. When you do what they're doing, they can't handle their energies. This is what they're giving you. This is what they don't want. Anger, sadness, shifting blame and focus, what have you. They hate it when you give it back to them. If you do what they're doing, it's not always the best way to fit in. Sometimes it's a way to piss people off. But anyway, the point is, where we are now is we're making a truce. We'll see. I posted a meme to Facebook of the picture of Johnny Depp. I'll get a job today. And guess what's inside it? Only I changed the words to, she's asking for a truce, but will she find it? So, I've already got all of my, look at that. I'm not going to let you see all those, but I've already got plenty of ideas. All I asked for, this is it. You don't want me to use your name? Have a conversation with me. Have a conversation with me and we'll see. Depending how appropriate you are, how considerate you are. Did you learn a goddamn thing? You're the one leaving. You're the one trying to harm me. You're the one doing all this stuff. Why should I give you even more than I already did now that you're not my responsibility, right? Now that you're not something I have to take care of above myself. Sacrifice that you might have a better life than I do. Funny stuff. So if you're asking me for a favor, I want a favor. I want to talk. I want us to have a good conversation, and I'll hear every bit of hatred you have out, everything, if that's what you decide on, now that I've finally stood up to you, right? But you're going to hear me too. And refusal to do so means I'm going to go heal my way through my public video diary. You know, that's my support system. These are my compadres. These are the people where I know I'm not alone. Other freaks and geeks and nerds and whatever our areas for improvement with depression and anxiety or anything are. These are my people. So I'm allowed to do this. Especially with anything that's public. right? Public profile, public images, shit. And private messages, I own half the rights to those, right? And if my goal is not, and I'm not presenting in such a way purely to discriminate on you, I've already given you the framework, but instead to heal and to express and to explore certain dynamics of different stories that I've lived through in this life, then I'm perfectly legal and fine to do it. And I think that's why all of a sudden she's blocked me 3 different times already, unblocked me, tries to have a more conversation online, of course, not the way I'd prefer a real conversation, and then will reblock me and kind of strategically repeat. So I've been unblocked twice now, but what that tells me is you want to have that conversation. You want the witch off your back. You're afraid of what happens next with my video diary. I'm not aiming to do any harm, but I am self-empowered, and I guess you can call that evil. I spent the time giving my power and decisions away and trying to take care of someone else. It's not even a sore breakup thing, but if I wish to talk about something, who are you to lay demands on me after you break the heart or whatever, right? You're asking me to do something for you after what you did and did not do for me? That's pretty fascinating. So, depending on the level of cooperation, that's actually why I joked to say possibly featuring, and I mentioned her name just for fun. I'm not doing it right here because I know she's going to watch this, right? And I said, she might feature in the podcast or whatever. She might show up to the show, possibly featuring this person. Of course, anybody with a brain can just look on my Facebook if they secretly want to find out who that person was. So it's because it depends on her decisions. If your goal is to just stab someone in the back and then continue talking and harassing, editing and tweaking Facebook posts so that only certain posts of mine remain to try to look strategically superior and stuff, obviously none of that is going to get me not to tell my story. So we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of thankful in a way to have been hurt at all, no matter how quickly I bounce back. And that's because I needed it to take form. I needed it in a way to be reminded just how smart, just how powerful, just how intelligent, just how in control I am. That just because I chose not to, that an emotionally codependent weakling could feel better while I did care, love, right? That's what it is, right? I took care of someone else, would never do any of these things for me. Why should I end up feeling bad? I'm going to tell my story, I think. We'll see. Stay tuned.